Wanted to update everyone on Litecoin, taking a look at this correction that started last night. And it's been playing out beautifully. So again, just like Bitcoin, the last couple months we've been consolidating in this triangle, beautiful triangle, super technical, and implies basically a massive bull run after this consolidation is complete. Again, a triangle appears in wave B of ABC or wave 4 of a 5-wave impulse. And so, if this is a triangle in wave 4 of the larger supercycle, then we're going to look for a wave 5 still. And that means that we're going to break all-time highs. I think, with the projections that I've done myself and that I've seen, Bitcoin is going to go to some really amazing, amazing levels, and Litecoin is going to follow along. So if we look at this current correction and this current price action, we had this bull run and it brought us, bam, to the top of this triangle exactly. Now we're pulling back, which is to be expected. So last night, Litecoin actually broke down a little bit earlier than Bitcoin. The price has not been as bullish as Bitcoin. It's kind of been the laggard of a lot of the major cryptocurrencies lately. Ethereum was just so oversold that when Bitcoin started going up, it had a lot more, kind of room to make up, and so it just had a very violent bounce. Litecoin has kind of had some, decent runs. We had a bounce like a month ago, and Litecoin kind of led the way. And now, we're seeing another bounce on Bitcoin, and Litecoin is kind of lagging, right? Which is fine. I think Litecoin overall, I posted this chart on Twitter, and I've kind of talked about it. I think the LTC BTC ratio looks really good for a bounce, and maybe breaking all-time highs very soon. So I wouldn't worry, if you're in Litecoin. I think it's still a very strong coin. All right, so let's talk about this correction. Litecoin broke from the uptrend right here, and Bitcoin, if we look at that chart really quickly, actually broke a little bit later. There was kind of, let me get to a smaller time frame. There were these, 3 waves down, which could be a leading first diagonal, and then what happened is we actually broke a little bit higher, and you can see this kind of looks like an ABC. With Elliott wave, you never know exactly what the price structure is going to be, but what I'm seeing is, we made a new high. So for the purposes of my analysis, right now with Bitcoin, I'm going to call this, basically the end of the bull run, and I'm going to look at these main waves here. This isn't a Bitcoin video, so I don't want to talk about this too long, but I saw this originally as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with a truncated fifth just from the bullishness, and this could be a little bit higher of a B, or you can read this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, right? But anyways, what I wanted to show you is that, when Litecoin broke, it broke right here, and Bitcoin actually went higher on the bounce, and Litecoin did not, right? So we go back to Litecoin. We can see, some kind of like funny things have been happening with the price structure, and it's very difficult to count right now, right? So yesterday I was counting down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that looked really good, except that now we are seeing kind of some more waves down, right? So this is kind of the count that I had originally. And so it would have made sense for price to bounce from here. Unfortunately, Bitcoin kept going down, and Litecoin is basically following Bitcoin. So whatever Bitcoin does, Litecoin is going to follow and kind of amplify. And so we're seeing another wave down, and that makes this count fairly difficult right now. But with Elliott wave, you can use it as a guideline, but I always use it with kind of other indicators. And right now what I'm seeing on the oscillators is that I'm seeing a lot of bullish divergence. So you can see the price action has been coming down. We've been making lower lows, right? But on the 30-minute, you can see that we have not been making lower lows. We've actually even started making higher lows. And that's bullish divergence, right? It basically means that selling pressure is drying up. We're going to be bouncing very soon. So, the bounce is coming a little bit late, but I do expect a bounce here. And I expect, Bitcoin to kind of lead the way. So I would look at, what Bitcoin is doing and go from there. You can see from the larger fib retracement. So let me redo this retracement for you guys. If I basically pull from the low, let's pick this low to the high of this bull run, and let me see if this is the right pivot. I should like this one a little bit better. You can see, this one coincides with these tops just a little bit better in these bottoms. So, it doesn't matter too much, but I like to pick a pivot that seems to have some confluence with the price action. You can see that we are basically to the tick bouncing from the 0.5 retracement here. So that makes a lot of sense. Oops, get a little bit higher. Okay, so 0.5, and there's some price action here to support it. So this is decent support here. A bounce makes a lot of sense, and I don't think that the correction is done. Likely, we're going to see at least 1 or 2 days of correction still. We had, like a couple more than a week of upside. 1 or 2 days of correction makes sense. This pattern as a whole is bullish, and once we retrace, I expect us to break out of these triangles with a lot of force and velocity, and basically we're going to be on to the next bull run. So we're going to look for a bounce here, and then after this bounce, we're going to come back down a little bit further, and the levels to be watching are this 0.5 again, 0.618, and this level down here, 854 looks pretty good. Technically, with an ABCDE triangle, which is this larger consolidation pattern, price can come all the way back down to the triangle, to the bottom of the triangle. But wave E can be a failed wave, so it doesn't have to do that. It can stop kind of midway and then bounce off. Let's look at where a reasonable bounce level is for this structure. So I'm not going to label this right now. I really need more data to be able to tell you what kind of pattern is being put into Litecoin right now. But if we assume that whatever pattern that's playing out is near completion here, that we're going to bounce soon, a level that it could bounce to looks like we may have already done it. This 0.236 level looks like it's going to be fairly strong resistance here. Higher than that, 382 is a good candidate. 0.5 is a good candidate. I don't think we're going to go much higher than something like a 0.5 retracement and then come back down. But that's kind of what we're seeing right now. Again, bullish divergence. It looks like we're going to bounce soon, and then I expect kind of further downside for at least the next couple days, and then once Bitcoin is done correcting, then Litecoin will follow and the markets will rally. So I'll keep you guys updated. Thanks for watching.